Was that hot pork fat that you just spilled on your nipple?
So good, fucking so funny, eh? We got a new soundboard.
That's fucking awesome.
Hey, man.
Very cool. Very nice. Good job. We got a few on here. We'll get into them later, but this guy was great.
Was that hot pork fat that you just spilled on your nipple?
I like that we've got some options now.
Yeah, some sexy options.
Yeah, I'll turn the sound up too so you can probably hear them a bit better.
Just really kicking goals. Last week's podcast was great. I was a big fan. I had a great time.
Yeah, it was fun. It was actually fun watching it too. I don't often watch the entire thing.
Mm-hmm. What about the third camera option?
Yeah, that was a surprise. And I was like, sick. Yeah. I'm going to
just
get a
want-
brand new GoPro this week or next week.
Cool.
So maybe we can, I don't know, somehow incorporate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the cheeky option. It would have been cool if it was from the other side. Like,
Yeah.
you can, so with a GoPro, maybe you can pick some better spots.
Yeah.
But I do love the cheeky third random camera.
I
with a
liked it
weird
straight
angle.
away too. It got me engaged in a weird way. And the start, how you started it was cool. I mean, we started the podcast obviously, but it was definitely, how it started was cool.
Yeah.
And then you had this little option of what the fuck is that?
And then sticking around, we actually stuck around as human beings and all had a chat and a good
Yeah.
time and ate truffle and
Yeah.
ate the dishes at the restaurant and had a wine and a fucking real people.
I know.
It was sick.
Yeah, we haven't done that before. Well, with the podcast.
Yeah.
This podcast has gone full circle now too. Like you probably don't see, I don't know, unless you've logged in, you probably don't see the comments a lot. To start with, we were getting like lots of cool things like we'd always do, like fans and whatever chefs liking it. But it was always like you kind of got like this crowd that was like not anti us, but it was like, can you deal with mental health and all that sort of shit? There was like whatever,
Yeah.
It was probably like 1% of the fucking people that would watch us.
Yeah.
And now it's completely turned with the same sort of people, with the same people are saying like, yeah, this is exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, well, we knew that because we sat down one day and went, actually, this is helping me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that initial conversation.
It's just humour. I think it's people getting used to A, having a fucking sense of humour, and maybe B, getting used to our humour, maybe perhaps.
Yeah, and
It's the only way to do it, man.
But it's it's if you're not a chef or whatever, it's a mentality.
Yeah.
Like even with the Ruta stuff, like anyone can say anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you agree with it.
Yeah.
But it's okay to say whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll sit here and
there's
listen
no
to it.
there's no bullshit. It's just
Yeah.
all right. That's wrong.
Yeah. You have to have this like I think it's just anything to do with that too, because people have more or less like big mental health battles or small mental health battles. It's not like the same shit, right? You have to fucking laugh at it. And I think it breaks down, right? If I laugh at something you said that was actually quite intense, or not laughing at you, I'm like, fuck, that was insane, or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I think you feel more comfortable talking to me about it, even, right? Because you're like, well, I can ask this kind of anything.
Yep.
Yeah, and then back and forward, and that's sort of what I found with you. Is it? Yeah. That's
Yeah,
sort of
maybe it's more productive, like people.
what do you want to do? Like sit there, it's so bored. Because I've been asked in the past things like that too, especially when I was a kid, a teenager, with like ADHD. You would have to go see this psychologist every 3 months.
Yeah.
And they'd go, "Yeah, you still got it. Here's a prescription that you're never going to take." Like, and it was like all the same shit. It was like, how are you going at school? And you're like, I don't remember. All I'm thinking about is like, when's the test match coming up? Like, why do I have to do this? Whatever fun things are in my head. I don't think of like, what have you done? How did you survive that? Or tell me more about, what more do you want? It's such a battle in your head. Like, it's,
sharing the experiences is better than analysing the experiences.
Or give me a story and I'll give you a story sort of thing as well. Yeah.
Talking to Pero about like even just sort of health stuff.
Yeah.
It's like afterwards when I was just cutting some reels and things, like, yeah, man, this is like actually something that I've thought about a lot, but I've never really talked to people about. Like I try to, we didn't even talk about it. I try to go to the gym a little bit more or look after my body a little bit more because I did fuck it so badly for 15, 20 years of my life. Yeah. I kind of take on that responsibility a little bit more than other people. But talking to other chefs, like you two fellas and being like, oh, fuck, yeah, hey.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, your blood pressure is going to get somewhere.
It was funny because I felt that too, and you were sitting there going, "Should I do it?" It's like, yeah, well, yes,
Probably.
yes, Tim, we're all fucked. Yes, yeah,
Probably.
yeah,
Yeah, and even just the fact of, like, any chef trying to go to a doctor, right?
yeah.
Like, fucking hey.
I know.
Like what Pero was saying is like, how many drinks? Like 8?
Yeah,
And he's like, whoa. You're like, yeah, you've had 3 for breakfast.
yeah.
But that's kind of a thing.
I'm not a GP. Like, what about you? How many drinks did you have? And it's not like a defensive thing. It's like, yeah, we have very different lives, eh?
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
work and live in a bar and a kitchen.
Yeah, I have to taste this risotto to the point that I've had 2 risottos by the end of service. But that's where I'm at. How can you help me with this? This is my environment.
Yeah, it's also nothing like if you were in an office and you went to the fridge and you sucked down a panna cotta for energy.
Yeah.
Like he was talking about.
Yeah.
That's probably a really bad thing.
Yeah.
But it's not in the kitchen.
Yeah, but at least it wasn't. Yeah, exactly. At least it
you're
wasn't
running,
whatever the
walking.
other. Yeah, whatever the other guy said. Yeah, at least it wasn't 200 mils of fucking grey goose.
Yeah.
I mean, is that the options?
Yeah.
The squirt of the anglaise.
Because you're not sitting in front of a computer and stuff. Like you're burning energy and
Yeah.
you're burning calories and you are like, your brain needs to be in like some kind of high function.
Yeah.
So sugar like actually helps a
Yeah.
little bit.
High sugar, low carbs. Yeah.
So it's very interesting. Yeah. Talk about it rather than kind of like analyze it, I think is a
Yeah, but you do.
stumbled across it somehow.
And all of a sudden, you'll have analysed it.
Mm.
And you're like, oh, shit.
You'll
Yeah.
definitely feel better about it. Like
Yeah.
our first conversation, people were asking me last week actually, because I told them about going down south next month.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That's
how
what
do
we're
you
going to
even
do.
know this guy? I was like, oh, we just like hung out once.
Which guy? Me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
How
Yeah.
do you know Lachie? And I just hung out at a bar after a film thing
Yeah.
and immediately talked about chefing, and then immediately I felt better. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, fucking A.
I remember saying to you, somebody should do something like a potty, or I remember vividly saying that to you, and still not having that foresight to go, I should do this or we should do this or anything.
Yeah. Well, we
But
didn't
that's
know
just-
each other, so that would be weird.
Yeah, but we did it anyway. We still
true.
did it.
An hour, a year,
You're
year
like, I probably
later.
don't know you, but do you want to jump on stage? You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's why I'd love to do, so now we're doing the live show this week for Mr. Sitcunt, and that's got me thinking about like a live show for us.
yeah. That'd be
Because
cool.
that's again full circle a little bit, because
Yeah.
it's back to, like it would be the original thing, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
would be completely no client crying in the cool room
Yeah,
live
yeah,
with the things that we've learnt. But it's interesting that even that goes back to the start of this idea of just having a festival show,
yeah.
which was a random thing, just talking shit.
It would be cool if we could do that. It'd also be cool if we could get like, just because Rootsy is always called in, somebody like that as well. And
Yeah.
I think he's probably in Perth, or call it anything like. You don't know what's going to happen. This thing has evolved so much since we started it. It's probably
Yeah.
a year ago.
Yeah.
It's going
Because
well.
a lot of people do like a live podcast, which we're going to do down south and stuff.
Yep.
For that food show, which is fine. But on top of that, a live show
Yeah,
that is the same vibes as the podcast, I'm like very interested in that idea.
yeah. I want to do
Because
it.
it's more. It's all the things. It's like Mr. Sitcunt Live. It's now all the things that he does, but amplified
Yeah,
for this live experience rather than just him going and being live. So a lot of these other creators that we've done partnerships with, they basically just try and do stand-up.
right.
That's what a live show is for them. They're like, oh, it's me. I've got an audience. Now I just stand in front of them and try and do stand-up, which no one should do.
No.
Not a good thing. So what else can you do? Why can't you just amplify what you do in a live setting and make it an interesting show?
Yeah.
I've just really had a lot of fun with it this week.
You need to also be an interesting person in general. You can't just be an interesting person after an edit. Like there's a lot of people I've met like that, and they're fucking nothing. And I mean that, like, they're nothing to me. They're like, it might be interesting to other people. It's just not. But like on an edit, yeah, you can edit anyone real fast and say exactly what you want to say and everything like this.
add some
But you talk to
transitions.
me like a very. I do notice like it's not intimidating or anything. We were just talking about this before, like, but I'm not really intimidated or intimidating towards person, but I do understand that can happen when I talk like this. Oh, we should do the idea. We should do that, or we should, all this is shit.
Yeah.
But I'll actually get it done. You're like, oh fuck, he's actually going to do it. I thought I just thought he was like chewing my ear off. Yeah.
Yeah, we did go to a food event this week as well.
Yeah. I want to do all that too.
It was very funny.
Yeah, we're going down south. That's a good point. We're going down south. We're going to go down for Cabin Fever, which is a cool set of events. Runs over 2 weeks. We're going to go down for second weekend, I think it is, Friday to Sunday. Maybe we'll jump in early and go get a Thursday. I don't know.
Yeah.
Setting up a few podcasts down there. Go to the Busso Pavilion, shelter, brewing, that sort of shit.
Yeah.
But Cabin Fever is an awesome event put on by some very lovely ladies.
Yeah.
And it's sort of what we want to do, eh?
That was
Travel.
one of the original things as well.
Yeah.
Travel a little bit more documentary.
Yeah.
Without getting too heavily into it, like a full edit, and live podcasts with cool people. Yeah,
so they'll be down south of WA. And we'll see what we can do. Just chip away at it.
It's all coming around.
Yeah.
Yeah, those live food events are hilarious. Without giving away names or anything, they're just quite hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Just, when we're at the bar.
That's why I wanted to take you to some. You were interested anyway, but I just wanted to you'll see, they're so niche, and they're so who sees this shit either? There might have been 30, 40 people there. Maybe.
It's interesting that they're free.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of this thing hey, you've got this ticket and it's all free. As a hospo person, I kind of the shine of that's not really on too much. It's cool.
And even remember we talked to, there was a bloke, there was this canapes shit were going around as usual, and there's a bloke, he had a nice beard, nice chat to people with beards.
Yeah.
But he still had that anxiety look on his face, I need to go to the other guys, but he still liked the chat.
Yeah.
You could see he was so into the chat and talking to us and whatever.
Yeah.
But I just need to, and you're
it was definitely our demographic.
Yeah, but it's all of this was free for us. Yeah.
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 But you did
For no
order a
reason.
beer over the bar, and it looked like he was going to charge you.
Yeah.
And I thought we were going to have to leave.
Yeah. We weren't charged at all.
Because at some of those events, they you got the free wine on the inside, but then when you get to the bar, it's not free. But no one ever kind of explains what is and isn't.
That was the
chargeable.
feeling. It was all right though. I just would have bought it. Just would have tapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they got you.
Because I couldn't do another one of those, whatever the mojito was with it or something, whatever it was I had, and it had this passion fruit flower in it. I was like, Jesus Christ, give me something else.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't delicious.
It's good to see.
But when the guy asked me, do you want a beer? I was like,
oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I was on the wine.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Nice. It's good to see that canapes haven't changed ever. Still.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what the cheese things were, but they bought in, or do you reckon someone's
I don't remember the cheese thing.
They're like croquettes, cheese croquettes.
Oh, yeah. They were just mozzarella sticks in the
that someone's just cut
crumbed or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's exactly the same as it's always been.
Yeah, and it just has the chipotle. Just what it tastes like to me. Chipotle mayo.
Yeah.
It's the orange mayo.
Yeah. And I went out for breakfast this morning. I was in the city very early doing some of that live show shit. And it's good to see that breakfast is also never going to change ever again.
Ever.
Is it? But I was walking to the a really nice Sayers Sisters.
Yeah.
Very nice, eh?
Yeah.
A very good spot to hang out.
They have a really good name too.
But I looked at the menu. I was walking there and I was like, okay, I want poached eggs and goat's cheese. And then I was like, isn't that funny? It's not like any other time of day where you're like, I hope they got something good.
They got poached eggs, yeah.
You know what they want.
Yeah.
And then I read the menu and I was just having a good convo in my head about how it's never going to change. It changed, I don't know, in the 90s or 2000s, and it's never going to change again. Smoked salmon, crumpets, avocado, poached eggs, hollandaise.
Yeah. Every now and then, it's all of that, and then every now and then you'll see it being put on something a bit random. Like you'll be fried chicken with the poached eggs and the hollandaise and the whatever. And then you'll see waffles with the poached eggs and the hollandaise and the whatever.
Yep.
And then...
waffles and chicken.
Yeah, with the poached eggs.
These guys are crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, but even then, that's because it's brekkie, it's got to have the maple syrup on it, right? To make it breakfast.
Yeah, otherwise people will people fall over? What's going to happen?
I can't have 2 espressos and not
No breakfast lasagna.
And not 80 mils of fucking maple as well, right? Yeah.
Why no meatloaf? Why can't you?
I'm just a massive fan of eggs Benedict, and I never eat them because I know once I start, I'll have it every day. It's like, you know, even if you eat, I don't eat Maccas anymore, but if you eat Maccas, 10 minutes later, regardless of how shit it definitely was, you're like, I kind of want some more nuggets, or I kind of want a small fries. It's that for me. Like eggs Benny, I just go fucking love another one.
Yeah.
I'll have another one next day.
That's what I did have today, eggs Benedict.
And then if someone says you got a fried chicken eggs Benedict, dude, they do one just over here at Little
Fried
H.
chicken?
They do, yeah.
Eggs
so
Benedict.
it's like I guess it's smashed avocado toast with just loaded with popcorn chicken on top, and then 2 poached eggs hollandaise.
Yeah.
And then like obviously fluff, like micro herbs or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fucking yes please all the time. But I would eat that every day.
Yeah.
If someone
You
if
would have
someone
to
like
be-
me let myself do that, yeah.
You'd have to be such a brave chef to like try and revamp the breakfast.
But that is so easy to eat too. Just a little popcorn chicken.
Popcorn chicken, good idea.
Dude, that's not like a thigh or anything like that.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you're not a complete fat cunt, but you are.
Yeah, but you
100%.
only have one choice though. Like you've got one extra item or one change to make to a traditional new age breakfast, and that's it. Otherwise, they'll run you out of town. They put piccalilli with the salmon.
Yeah. Cool. That's their addition. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You know how many fucking reviewers would say like the texture and the bite or the acidity that this fucking hollandaise needed from the piccalilli? You're like, no. They're so bored of making eggs Benedict, they can't change the fucking menu. So they're going to go, well, right, I'll throw piccalilli on it.
Yeah, also a quick prep item.
Popcorn chicken. Everyone loves popcorn chicken.
Yeah.
Hold on. Except popcorn chicken's so fucked to make all day.
Yeah, that's one
Holy
person
shit.
right there. Popcorn chicken person.
Completely fucking the fryer, completely fucking your mood.
Yeah, an afternoon shift, just coming in just to do crumb and popcorn chicken.
Once it's done though, if you do the first fry or something, easy peasy.
Mm-hmm.
But don't run out, eh?
Not me.
I don't want to run out and poach eggs and popcorn chicken and then go, smashed avocado, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah.
I want someone to put meatloaf on a fucking breakfast menu and then send it to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you could do that. Meatloaf, poached eggs, hollandaise.
No, I'm into it. I'm just saying, yeah. I'm
Something,
listening.
man.
Well,
I
fuck
want someone to have a crack. It's
I'm
got
listening.
bacon. My mum used to put bacon on the top. There you go. You're close.
Yeah.
That's close to breakfast.
Give me a good black pudding or the Spanish black pudding too. Yeah. That's real good.
Yeah, I live with Scottish people. They get the haggis out.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
The proper shit, not like that plasticky bullshit you'll buy.
The real stuff.
Yeah. So good. You can see all the little oats and everything in it.
Yeah, but again, we're just doing upper class sausages. You
Yeah.
know, like there's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
It's impossible. Breakfast is breakfast. And it's weird. It's the first meal of the day.
Yeah, but also, like if you said black pudding, you kind of half would normally, especially if you're in the UK, you're like, it's breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just know it is.
Yeah, that's the best item.
I used to do a really good black pudding puree. So I used to put, if you had a micro, I'd do it I started to do it years and years and years before, but once the Thermomixes came into the kitchen, it was way easier because you could put raw black pudding, if it was good, into the thermo and heat it to a certain point. You could heat it to like, I don't know.
It's a great idea.
52 or whatever. I don't know. Let's just guess.
Yeah.
And then I just add apples and it would just thicken itself and it would just be the perfect puree. So
Wow.
I do black pudding puree, scallops, like seared big scallops. I think I had some like, and then weird, like not too much else, but like here I'd put some samphire on it. So maybe some lemon oil or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's fucking all I want to eat sometimes.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea, dude.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone. Keep it to yourself.
Fucking, yeah.
Fucking breakfast menu black pudding puree. There you go. Have a crack.
But you could sell 3 scallops, black pudding puree, which was, I'm going to guess, as an entree, was barely a normal thick slice of black pudding. Once you pureed and put...
I like the apple edition as well.
Yeah, but also the Thermomix. You don't have to fucking strain that shit. And also it looks cool when you don't strain it. It looks like it's come from a...
Yeah.
It doesn't look like vomit. It looks like slightly textured.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like...
Yep. Scallops for breakfast.
Oh yeah, it's samphire.
Quail eggs.
Samphire, my mum's property. She has samphire.
Yeah.
So I used to bring that in as well. They should have paid me for that, eh? Because like a tiny little packet of samphire here is, well, used to be fucking heaps, man.
Yeah. Heaps.
Yep.
I don't
Anyway.
know. Maybe I'll go for a search, or someone can fucking hit me up. Show me your... I'm talking to more chefs online these days, trying to get into the Instagram game.
All right, boys, I've got a tale for you.
Chef Hotline. Tell us a story.
Probably one of the worst shifts I've ever had.
Dude, that is fucking hilarious.
Blowjob and by the trash can.
Speakpipe.com/no crying in the coolroom.
Didn't even think people wanted to be anonymous, but that makes a lot of sense.
The Chef Hotline, that's what we're calling it. Can you hear the ding? I can hear the ding now. All right, speakpipe.com/no crying in the coolroom. Oh fuck! He's fucked it for the second time, eh?
Why?
I don't have it on Bluetooth. You could hear that, but it was only on.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I could hear it.
One day I'll get this, eh? One day I'll be flawless.
And then it won't be fun.
All right. Guess who it is, though, eh?
Ruder.
It's got to be Ruder. Rootsy.
Team Lachie, how you going? It's Rootsy here. I'm out on site, bludgeon as usual. Quick question for you. Corporal punishment. Do we like it in the kitchen? Yes or no? For me, it's a big bloody yes. We should bring it back. So many soft cocks nowadays. When I was an apprentice, very early on, I worked with this French chef, Michel, absolute wanker. He used to keep his steel underneath the grill plate with just the tip of it on the flame, pretty much all service. And this thing would be glowing red hot. And if you fucked up, if you put parsley on the wrong thing or, did whatever, he'd whip it out and give you a little fucking little push with it. And I made the mistake of grabbing his knife while he asked me to chop something up, and I grabbed his knife and used his knife. And before I knew it, I had this bloody steel poked into my arm, and I ended up dropping his knife, and then I copped another one for good measure. But lesson learned, I never picked up another chef's bloody knife ever again.
Yeah.
Unless I was stealing it. Love it, buddy. See you, fellas.
Fucking Rootsy. I got another one here.
What a legend.
Fucking does.
Shenanigans, shit like that, then took a turn and got kind of scary.
What a fucking funny cunt, eh?
I know.
And I love that he never says his own name right.
Yeah.
Like,
what did you say then?
It kind of trails off into the ether. Like, it's never directly said. And I know he listens, so he listens to us fucking going around in circles about it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's on there too. He's on the comments on the Insta now as well.
Oh, rock on, buddy.
Yeah.
Love you to death.
Old Ritzy.
That's psycho shit. Leaving a steel on a fucking hot plate and trying to bust people up with it.
Yeah.
That's too much.
That's far too much. Like, because obviously that's their deliberate. Like, there is like the accidental thing where you just like someone will just like whop you or whatever.
Yeah.
But like to deliberately just have it there in case or as a threat.
As a threat.
Up,
it's like dealing with stray dogs. Hey, it's like everyone's a stray dog that needs like straight violence.
A little zap. Yeah.
Like, they're human beings and they're people.
Some of them.
I mean, who were some violent people that you worked with when you were a youngster?
There was this bloke called Dennis. He wasn't a head chef or anything like that. There was the most violent bloke. Yeah. But he would just lose his shit. He used to, he definitely got drunk one night. I wasn't around for this stuff, but it was like all kinds of stories about him. Like, he got drunk one night and like someone looked at his girlfriend or something and he got in his car and just like mowed him down on the front lawn and things like that. So he was in trouble with the cops and stuff like that.
Jesus.
Yeah. But he threw a spatula at my head once. We talked about this before. Mm-hmm. I wasn't very nice to the guy, but I'm very reactionary. Yeah. Like, if you're being a complete for unnecessary reasons, a cunt.
Yeah. I'm going to dig my heels in and
you'd be like, well,
piss you off.
Or when you least expect it. Yeah.
But he wasn't trying to teach anyone anything, right? He was just being violent.
Just being a violent guy, yeah.
Because corporal punishment is like, in the end,
I did have
to get a result.
But I did have a few French guys like that, though, over the years, just being pieces of shit. Like, absolute pieces of shit for no reason. And you can see They've definitely been brought up like that. And it's a very
Yeah.
French thing.
I was in a French kitchen on the Gold Coast I didn't know him, but he was a fucking pretty famous French dude. But he brought some other guys with him, and they were pretty rude fellas. They ran every section. Like
Yeah.
one French person ran each section,
Yeah.
pans, desserts, and the pass.
But that's how they operate.
Yeah, and they weren't that nice. But then it's always like the famous head chef guy was delightful and lovely,
Yeah.
but you just employ 3 savages. It doesn't make much sense, you know?
Kind of. I mean, do you care if it gets done or not, you know?
Yeah.
They're just,
But maybe that's the mentality as well, is like,
yeah.
I'll be really nice up front,
Yeah.
but I do want these things done in this way,
Yeah.
and you guys better do it. Because he never pulled them up for being assholes.
I used to sell truffles to a place here in Perth at Crown. And I thought the guy that was running the place at the time, or the exec chef or whatever, he'd come down and buy truffles for the restaurant. So you'd have to walk right into the kitchen and weigh them out in front of him, and he would just smell them like he knew what he was doing, all this sort of stuff. It was hilarious. He would always buy the old ones, and I'd, put them whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'd fuck him around to make him, yeah. But he was always just the worst cunt to people. And I used to think he's just doing that in front of me because that's what it appeared like. He's just sort of fluffing his chest around this absolute random guy who thought I'd never been in the kitchen before, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then I found out, no, he was just like, that was what he was like all the time, just like on a whim. But he wasn't even, like, I could recognise, if someone was doing something wrong, he could recognise, yeah, okay. But he would just do it. That's what made me think he was just for show, just for me, for the 15 minutes I was there every Thursday or whatever.
Yeah.
He would just pull people up and they'd just go, what? Like he would just be like, stop churning it. Like, I mean, he just started yelling at this fucking pastry chef, like, stop churning it like that. And she's like, how should it churn? And he was like, just don't do it like that. And she turned off. She's making, this is an ice cream machine. That was it. Like, it's on and off, right?
Yeah.
It's not like a, and even I was like, this is insanity.
Yeah.
Like, and then he would come back and she'd go, you could see her like, what the fuck? And
now
then
what
just,
do I do? Now I'm stuck.
well, it's only on and off. It's like, oh, and you can't stop it.
No.
It's like on, and you go, brrr, and I'll be like, what the fuck is about that? And he'd go, like this with the truffles. And I know that they're a week old. And he's just like, that one. He goes, when did you get these in? And I was like, oh, these were overnight from yesterday. It couldn't possibly have been the case. And then, but I used to have a vacuum sealer at home. So I used to sort of vacuum seal, but you could melt the top of the bag where they had the label on back on and things like this.
Cool.
So even if I'd sold them that morning, they looked like they just arrived. Then I'd bring in the I used to have this esky I walked around with the truffles as well.
Just to make them look cooler?
I just laugh. The only reason I would do this to people as in there was only 2 people I did this to, because they were cunts. They were clearly like being cunts. Like, stop churning the ice cream, the churner make. Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
do you mean stop churning it like that? Mm-hmm. How do you want me to churn it? And then there was no answer. So she just turned it back on and, oh, that's fine, is it now? Yeah. So I'd go, okay, I can fuck with you. You don't know who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We had Italian people as well. The Italian restaurant. There's 2 Italian senior sous chefs. I guess, like, was it everybody or is it just European people pretty into the violence?
I just think that they are very one-eyed
And the
about
anger.
how food is cooked. Like, Italians are very, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
French are like, no, this is how you do it.
And it
Australians are like, well, if it works and it's great, we have all these ingredients we can possibly use. It doesn't matter really.
And more ingrained, like, culinary culture.
Yeah.
Like, the schools are longer and they've been around doing a Escoffier shit for fucking forever.
There's a right or wrong with those people.
Yeah.
I never got it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they would tell you how to peel a potato. You're like, yeah, but I can peel it faster and it's still peeled, right? Like, it's...
Yeah.
But they were like, no, you need to do it. But it's for it's for mash or it's
And
for fucking puree. Fuck you.
You're either doing it right, which is their way, or you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. And you
was
need to just be
nothing else.
reprimanded for an entire week now.
Yeah.
Remember when you didn't peel the potato right? Mm-hmm. You're like, remember when you weren't here and I did it this way and you said it was nice?
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Yeah, going on and on about stuff. I don't know if I got burnt with a steel, but you fuck up and they go on and on about it for days and days.
This chef, when I was an apprentice, is this tiny little, scrawny little French guy with a big nose. Just such a classic, stereotypical French-looking guy. Mm-hmm. And he demanded to show me how to sharpen a knife on a steel, on a stone every day. So you need to sharpen those every day when you get here. I was like, I have to be here at fucking 7, and then it's on. It's not like it. I couldn't even fathom how I would get the time to be able to do this, even if I needed to. I was like, what's wrong with my knives? There was nothing wrong with the knives. He didn't say there was. It was just like, when you get to work, you do this on the steel, you do it like this. And he'd go, hey, boy. He'd always call me boy, or fucking, he'd call me like all kinds of weird. I used to speak French as well. I can't remember anything, but I remember just little names he would call me, and he thought I didn't know what it was. He would just call me like fucking a little cunt, small pig, things like this, right? And you're like, yeah, but those are names that I know off a menu too. I know what pig is. I know what duck is, right? Yeah. So calling me a pig is like, I kind of got you, right?
Yes.
But he would come up with these weird ass dishes, like very classic French shit that didn't match what we were doing. And he'd get angry that no one liked, these are my best dishes. And then he came out with this like open ravioli sort of, which is almost like an open lasagna.
Not a fan.
Yeah, but I'd never done anything like this at the time. So we were, still rolling the pasta and all this shit. And then to serve it, you would go in the microwave. And so you'd layer it up and it'd go in the microwave, and he'd be so anal about it was 18 seconds. Then you put this on, then it's another 12 seconds. And you're like, are you fucking insane? And it's just compared to what we were doing, is just everything. Yeah. Everything a la minute. Like everything that wasn't even necessary in my eyes was a la minute.
And I don't think of anything worse. Open ravioli is just a lasagna.
Yeah. But it's like it was a spring veggie one, and I was like, fuck's sake.
I'm not a fan.
It was so gay.
Yeah.
And then he had this, don't know what it was. It was a emulsion over the top, and you had to like fucking forever whisk this shit for no reason. Yeah. And he'd tell you, because you'd have to whisk it for like 6 minutes. And it's like, well, it's fucking ready. When it's ready? When it's emulsified. But he would have this thing, how long did you do it for? Till it was ready, dickhead. And then whenever he wasn't there, it was good. Whenever it was there, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I hated those chefs that had their dish. This is my dish. Yeah. And they get up your ass about it. It's like, we're fucking...
No one did it right. No one did it right either.
How about that?
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Get out of my section.
Yeah.
I've been told how to do it. You know what I mean? Like, no one else is coming around and doing it.
Yeah.
But you made that dish and you're a junior sous and you got it on the menu, did you? Well, fucking... Now it's on and I do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You don't do it unless you want to do my section. That's cool.
Yeah.
You can do the whole thing.
I used to give him heaps of shit by the end of it, because like we'd get in stuff that he'd never seen before, like yabbies, marron, like the asparagus here is a lot different. Even when it was white asparagus, it's like a lot different from what he's seen and all this sort of stuff, right? So you're like, no, you got to do it like this. You got to do it like this. Jerusalem artichokes were a little bit different, that sort of thing. So you're like, what'd you do? How'd you do it in France, dickhead? When you're talking about fucking marron and yabbies and shit, jilgies and stuff. Yeah. And like garfish and things like this. You're like, how'd you do this? Could you just come over here and tell me how many minutes I should take the bones out of this, dickhead? Yeah. Like I would rip him as an apprentice, just rip him so hard. Because I think he got a bit of it's just inferiority complex eventually.
They did though. When the French came over to Australia, they consider us, those chefs, I reckon, what my feeling was, fucking idiots. And we had no idea what we were talking about or doing. And
he said like the marron would be naturally salty, so therefore it wouldn't work with something else. And I was like, it's freshwater fucking lobster, you fucking faggot. Like I was so annoyed with this guy. Yeah. And also like it made me want to learn WA produce more, just the way he was being an absolute jerk about being from France. Yeah. And
they are pretty stuck though, hey?
They're just stuck in their ways.
Yeah, and they're stuck in the tradition.
And they can't leave. It's almost like they can't leave their head. Yeah. It's like, this is how you cook. Anyone else and they've probably been taught that everyone else is a dickhead.
Yeah.
And he used to always joke about UK food, like mushy peas and stuff like that. I mean, that's not his voice. He would do mushy pea, the fucking mushy pea, oily, old fat, all this sort of shit. And you're like, dude, whatever.
No.
Your
English food is the
microwave ravioli.
Steak and kidney pie. There was this English guy. He was a very
Yeah,
eccentric
but like
dude.
suet and shit. Fuck yeah, it's so
and
good.
he had the little round glasses. He was like chef famous, and he was on TV a little bit and stuff.
Were they blue?
Yeah, he had little one. He was the pie guy,
Right.
and he had like 3 or 4 pubs.
Yeah, I know the guy. Well, I know, yeah.
But he was just the number one dude. Hey, and every time I saw him around on TV or his menus or people would talk about him, everything he was doing was like traditional English food, and it was all the best, the tastiest shit I'd ever heard of in my life. Because it's all like, it is all the sausages and the meats and organs. Everything's offal this, offal that. And he was doing like, you know, fucking kidneys on toast and shit with the onions and stuff, like all just classic. And I was like, yeah, man, English food is banging. It's not, you know, the dirty fry up.
Yeah.
That's just the cheap shit.
And that's in every country as well.
Yeah, they made great stuff.
Yeah.
So for French people to say that English people ate shit, it's not right.
Yeah, but that's what I mean is like that's obviously how they learn and how they are brought up. Like Italian food, it's just tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if I wanted to put tomatoes on something, you're like, okay, well, also go ahead and try and make it taste good, right? Try and make 3 ingredients taste good.
And haven't the French been left behind? Not to slag them forever, but
No, they have.
Like,
because they're still doing the same shit.
With innovation and stuff, like obviously El Bui crushed it, but a lot of American chefs, like, you know, maybe Australians went like fusion or whatever, which is like to our detriment, I'd say in the end. But Americans just started pushing the boat out on like what you could do or what you could change or how you could make a restaurant.
It's just not having rules, I think. I think it's like we don't have any rules here in Perth or in Australia, in my opinion. If you presented something with like a fucking miso something with a lemon with a fucking like, I don't know, some sort of like cod or like what, as long as it tasted all right, who gives a shit? Like no one would care. But if you did that in France, they're like, are you like, no, you need to start off with this fucking Sabion if you're going to do that. And you want to, well, no, because I can use it, whatever.
Yeah, you can use anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that, the guy that started doing the painting plates, Atkinson or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of shit wasn't coming out of France or anything.
No.
You had to go completely new, just change everything.
Yeah. I like French food. French bistro stuff's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing against.
But I'm not going to slag someone off if they don't like it. Yeah.
Nothing is the classics. Well, what on, Rita? You're a good guy.
Yeah. There's 2 more from Roosty, but we might split it up.
Yeah,
by the way, we got a fuck ton of complaints as well. We just keep getting them. These are all these.
Yeah, I got it. But he's like, it's just you, me, and Ruda. That's the pot.
Yeah.
And Pero sometimes.
Yeah. Hopefully get a few more from Ben as well. Ben's cool.
Or any well, let's get some French people on here, you fucks. How about that?
Yeah.
I had a lady send back a T-bone with no meat left on it saying that it was cold and wanted a refund. I looked at her and said, good to see the beers are working. She took a pathetic swing at me and the security escorted her out. I literally couldn't believe what had just happened. Nonsense.
Yeah. Imagine eating a steak and getting that. Maybe she was a vegetarian and she just finally got some protein, like proper protein.
Maybe.
So, fuck, let's have a go.
I think people just thought that they could do whatever they wanted to restaurants for a little while there.
I don't know. I think they
because
still
there wasn't retaliation, right? The customer's always right, and fucking, you know, the managers are always just like up the chef's ass and stuff. And I think at some point we just fight back.
I remember when I was apprentice, a crazy lady came into the restaurant and she was making a ruckus. She was asking for all kinds of shit.
Is that a pencil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was asking for all kinds of shit and they would just give it to her. They were like, I need some more hot water. But she hadn't ordered anything. She was just a crazy lady. But I remember just being like, no, you need to remove her. She's not here to sit down and eat. She's not here to... But it was that constant, we have to do everything the
No,
customer
no.
asks.
No.
You're like, bro.
Yeah, I think went from like we hate customers to doing everything that they ask to like you got to stand up for yourself, hey?
I think it's all the Karens. All the Karen
Yeah.
videos definitely helped.
Yeah,
Because you're like, oh shit, is that what people actually deal with? Maybe I should either tone it down.
I think if people
or-
are trying to fuck with money, like getting a full refund on something that you've clearly eaten,
Yeah.
I like the fact that it also said she took a pathetic swing. That's one tough chef who's just like just leans back a little bit, just
Yeah.
like fucking
Just a slight like
get her out of
Mayweather,
here.
just a shoulder in.
Like no one's ever swung at him in a kitchen before, but he just already knows what's going to happen.
yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
This is okay. This is a short one, but it's pretty funny, pretty common, I think. And, we had a customer complain that the 8-hour slow cooked lamb was raw. That's pretty cool. And there was
I think
another
we've
one.
done that one.
Yeah, but there was another one. Oh yeah, I want to fuck that one up a bit. There was another one that's pretty common because it's like might be on yours actually. Like if it's pink, they ask for.
Well done.
Oh, here we go. This is the one I was thinking of. Fuck off.
Ripped it. Get out of here.
Oh, I don't remember it being like this, but I'm just going to go for it. It's the usual cunts with a small amount of knowledge that are usually the most dangerous. One, you get a lot of people asking for what you've got in a braised medium rare, like an ox sheet or a duck leg. I'd like the duck leg served pink. No, you won't like the duck leg served pink. Trust me. Fuck trying to explain that it's confit or whatever. They've just seen the duck should be cooked pink, and now they think they know everything. Yeah. I used to have we used to get them, we used to never even address it in the end. It was like a beef cheek medium rare. Like it would just be, because you know how that, I don't know, even on that particular computer or whatever the ordering system, it would just be, they'd go, they must order, it's a front of house being not knowledgeable to it, right?
Yeah, not understanding.
Yeah, so they're going, I'll have the beef cheek medium rare, and they'll go, oh yeah, medium rare, and they'll just go beef cheek and just push the medium rare button because it's there, and it comes through, and you just go, fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just didn't even do anything about it?
We served them a beef cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine like, wow, this well done beef cheek's pretty good.
I definitely remember problems with that. Like it might have been like short ribs or something like that. You're like, we can't possibly. They've been in the oven for like fucking, or sous vide for 72 hours. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
When we were doing all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I just remembered that
Like, how long do you want me to cook these?
I got sick of confit duck leg
Yeah.
at one point in England. So I started doing specials where I'd roast duck legs.
Yeah.
Just roast them with, different
Whatever.
aromatics and fucking whatever. And I just remembered that people actually didn't really understand. They didn't like it because it wasn't the same texture as the confit.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't like sort of that. It was like roasted, nice, and a little bit pink, I guess. It looked different.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to hate it.
Yeah.
And I was putting on specials for a little while, and then I just stopped. I just stopped doing legs at all because I was like, I'm not doing confit, and this isn't working. So it
Yeah.
was very funny. But I used to eat them. They're fucking great.
You definitely get used to it. Like that's what a duck leg is then. Like if you've done it for 2 years straight and you had regulars, you're like, well, that's a duck leg.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what's this?
Yeah, and you could pan fry the skin afterwards
Yeah, it's great.
to order.
Yeah.
It's really nice. But
Yeah.
it wasn't the same texture.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Fucking dogs.
Fucking dogs, eh?
Knuckle Dragger got pissed off because his 500 gram, it says Knuckle Dagger, but I know what you mean, brother. I helped you out. Warmbat 6420. Got pissed off because his 500 gram T-bone wasn't 500 grams. After it was cooked medium well and sent it back 2/3 eaten and wanted his money back. You can imagine my delight, to which the manager said, "Don't go out there, I'll handle it."
Yeah.
And then killed the guy.
Yeah. So that's 2/3 gone from cooking, and then he's eaten 2/3 anyway. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's not going to be 500 grams, you fuckhead.
Do you know what's going to happen? The manager's going to go, like, don't worry, I'll handle it.
Yeah.
And then go out there and go, would you like a free glass of wine?
100%.
Like,
Free
what can we
dessert.
do to...
Yeah.
Like, whenever a manager says, I'll handle it, it's like, fuck, the chef's about to kill somebody.
They never put it on themselves or anything, eh? They don't go like, Not that would be their fault,
Yeah.
but like they're always going to go, I'll handle it. And then they go out there and go, I'll handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very interesting idea, isn't it, to think that a
suppose that is
500
their job,
gram 500 gram anything is 500 gram when it gets to you on a plate
Yeah.
is a dumb idea.
Often you would always get like, I actually used to get like worried about when I first started cooking steaks a lot was like you'd have a table of say 6, you'd have 4 beef fillet dishes or whatever. They're all medium rare or whatever. And then you'd have one well done. You're like, it's going to look like a piece of shit hockey park. Mm-hmm. And you're going to look at your mates and go, why are they double the size? Mm-hmm. Like I used to always worry about it. I must have had a complaint early on or something.
Yep.
And you're like, well, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
It started out at 220.
Yeah.
Just because yours is now 120 and the rest are like 180s, you know?
Yeah, what an interesting idea that someone thinks that when they buy a 500 gram T-bone, that 500 grams of meat, like 499 or 520.
Yeah. Or like
we're ripping you off by
Yeah.
not giving you the full 500 grams is.
Yeah, because everyone knows you get a joint, you cut it for a steak, you cook the steak, then when it's ready and rested, you weigh it, you make sure it's exactly 500, or you just add more to it, and then you serve it and go, yeah.
Yeah, because maybe that's our fault for giving them the grammage. Like we'll just say big T-bone, small T-bone.
Yeah, but that is the grammage.
Medium T-bone.
It is definitely our fault because
Yeah.
you write it on there because it is impressive.
Yeah.
Half a kilo. It did start out as half a kilo.
Yeah, we'll just give you the small T-bone. Is that what you want? Or the big T-bone?
Well, I mean, sometimes I definitely have used the smaller bit because it will cook quicker for a well done. Yeah.
Definitely.
And then you're like, fuck off, cunt. Yeah.
I'm not giving the best cut to a well done
I must have said fuck off, cunt.
10 times today.
Yeah. Also throughout my career, how often? Even if it was just in my head, like,
Oh,
like beef cheek, medium rare, like, fuck off, cunt.
yeah. Ding, ding. You
I
know, like a
wouldn't,
little,
but that's the thing about it is you're like, we can't do it.
but that's also your first reaction. Like anything coming towards me in a kitchen
Yeah.
is fuck off, cunt, and then I'll think about it.
Yeah, but that medium rare thing with the beef cheek, you get in you get in about 4 different frames of mind because you're like, as if I'm doing that, can't be done. Look at this check, and then you're like, oh, do they mean steak? Do they mean the lamb?
Oh, no, now
And
you
then you're like,
second-guessed yourself.
Ding, and then you're like, is this the beef cheek? And then they're like, yeah, beef cheek. What did I write? No, you wrote beef cheek, but you wrote medium rare. It's like, yeah, and then you're like, oh, you know it can't be done medium rare. She's like, oh, okay. Like it's nothing. And you're like, yeah, but now this is why we're here. And now we've spent this much time. No one's even thrown anything on yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck. But that's that little tiny thing. It's like now you
then-
doubted what they actually want. Because you don't want to serve a beef cheek when you could just easily serve a steak. So now
Yeah.
you're like, is everything else right on the docket? Yeah.
And then maybe what is that?
Is that loud on you?
Yeah.
That'll just be. Okay.
No.
I didn't think of that. That was even that loud. And it's a circular saw from next door, I guess.
And then maybe like the third part of it is your little creative chef brain later on might tick over like medium rare beef cheek.
You can do it. You
And
sous
then
vide
you're
it.
like, maybe I can, you
Yeah.
know, but not for someone else. Or you'd find a way. Like, what else can I do with this cut of meat? Can I do something interesting with it? Does it always have to be braised? And then you try it and you're like, woof, it always needs to be braised. Holy crap.
Yeah. Completely.
Here you go. Have a complaint.
I got enough here.
Oh,
eh?
you got stuff there?
Yeah. I like this one, and we've talked about this. I lost count of the no anchovy in Caesar salad, but it's fine in the dressing. We used to always get, I'm allergic to seafood, and you're like, so no anchovy? And you're like, oh, can you tell them there's anchovy obviously in the dressing? They're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, just say it.
Anchovies were a fucking nightmare.
Or they'd say, yeah, no anchovy, and you're like, or no dressing. But it was that whole thing again of like, now you got to go front of house, talk to the back of house, and then you got to go out, and then they kind of come back and say, it's fine. You're like, by that stage, you could have made their fucking salad.
Yeah.
Or they just take, how many anchovies are on a Caesar salad?
Ugh.
Like 1?
I don't think
3 max?
I think people just stopped doing it. Like we kept putting it in the dressing and people just even stopped putting them on.
Yeah, I've been at different places that will be like, if it's a flat sort of plate, not like a stacked salad or anything,
Yeah.
they might put like 2 or like maybe 3 if they're like cheapies.
Mm.
Or like 1 nice white anchovy on the top. Maybe. But yeah, for sure.
I think people just gave up. They're like, we just can't be fucked
Yeah, just put them through the dressing.
talking to people about
The
anchovies.
oil through the dressing sometimes, you wouldn't even put the anchovies through it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm lazy.
Yeah, but just don't eat it. Well, you can just do that, right? You think you're going to charge you less because you don't want that anchovy on top? No.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone hated anchovies so much.
Nah.
I don't know why they got into it.
Probably, I reckon it's cheap. It's like olives. Like, I didn't like olives because they used to be those real, like when I was a real young kid, there were those black, nasty pieces on my dad's pizza.
Yeah, the
from like
rubbery
fucking
ones.
Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
And they were just like straight, gross salt. You're like,
Yeah.
huh?
What were those things?
They're just bleached something. Bleached and then blackened. Yeah. Like
They're
the cherries.
weird, hey?
Oh, the maraschino cherries too, like, I'm saying that wrong, but those fucking red and green, yellow, nasty cherries.
Yeah.
Always hated them too, which made me hate cherries as a kid. Not hate them, I just didn't want
You're not
to
gonna
eat
eat
cherries.
them.
I'm going
No,
to
it's
go,
fucked up.
someone has a nice box of cherries every Christmas.
Hmm.
I'm like, and then eventually ate one. I was like, oh, these are just like really nice mini plums.
Yeah.
And you're
it's
like-
a very Australian thing, a cherry for Christmas.
Yeah, well, it's because of the seasonal, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Not a complaint, but had a dude ask for a new steak knife because he accidentally used his steak knife to butter his bread.
Fuckhead.
Gay.
So gay.
I mean, come on, dude.
I think
What man in his right mind would ever do that?
to think that are you going to ruin the steak now that it may have the tiniest bit of butter on it as well?
I've accidentally
thinking?
used my steak knife to butter my bread.
I think
also
this,
just
I
get
think
in
this, I think the same guy complained about this. Wanted a rare ribeye, no blood and no fat. What a legend! And no butter on the steak knife either, probably.
there. That do you know things like that would infuriate me.
Yep.
The other stuff I've been able to handle, but if someone put that through,
But then, what are you going to do? Trim that down, and a 500 gram ribeye now becomes 110 grams.
now we've got all kinds of things going on. Could you imagine this kitchen?
Yeah.
with all these 5 things going on.
I think that the best thing I ever had once, I did this temp work one day for one single day, and it was at a facility that had one person that couldn't eat. Like it was, I don't know what these conditions are, muscular dystrophy or something. You know, when they're in the bit like Christopher Reeve ended up
Yeah.
in the chair, so he couldn't chew and he couldn't, so they just threw a straw.
Okay.
But this one lady wanted the steak dish, but pureed like that.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is so dangerous. I don't know what to do.
Wow.
But like, I'm the guy I was with knew. It was yeah, we just do this. And he put it through a thing, and then he put it through an extra pulsar. Like apparently they had a machine for it. And I was like, this is actually kind of cool. And she was like, she asked for medium rare. And I laughed like, what the fuck?
Wow.
And then she was like, thank you very much. That was good. Like it was a good steak. And I was like, what world am I living in now? Yeah.
I'd feel pretty proud about something like that.
Yeah, I liked it. But you can imagine when that ticket first came in, you're like,
Blow your mind.
you want it all pureed together, and it has to be obviously so fine that it's not going to choke you when you're drinking it, and you want it medium rare. You're like, holy
Fucking
fuck!
A.
But this guy was like, no, trust me, she'll know. And I was like, that's kind of cool though. I think it's kind of fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like she knows. She, like I reckon that's actually a real gangster to go. It was all right, but it was a bit it's medium well. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking
puree
gangster
was medium
shit.
well?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, thanks for my puree.
With all the vegetables and stuff, right?
The whole dish.
Fucking A.
Yeah. And then she had a special flasky thing.
A cup?
Yeah, but okay.
I'm just being an ass.
I know. You've no chance.
Who else? Who's good? A lady sent back the stir fry because it didn't look like the one she makes at home. Fucking.
No doubt.
I wonder what people think
How
a
dare
restaurant
you.
is, eh?
Yeah.
Is a restaurant like you trying to do something for people? Like, I am trying to make food for customers.
Yeah, I'm here.
Because what do they think it is? What does this lady think a restaurant is?
Yeah.
You're just doing something that she can do at home, but she's not at home. She's here.
She's like, I like it when I make a chicken stir fry. So
Yeah.
chicken stir fry, that's perfect.
Like this whole operation is here because I'm not at home. So you're like my home, but when I'm not there.
Yeah. The comments I always like online that I encounter every so often, as in every fucking day, from like real dumb cunts, probably like that chick who they always go, $38 for that. And I was like, well, you don't have to eat it, and you don't have to order it,
Yeah.
and you don't have to go there, and you don't have to enjoy it because you're not there, and you can just cook it at home. They're like, yeah, fucking right, I'll just cook it at home. It's like, you also don't have to comment. You also don't, there's so many things. So there's just got to be those people.
Yeah, I thought about that leaving the cafe this morning because I was like, it was $35
Yeah.
for a juice and a breakfast, and I was like,
Juice is $8 though.
yeah. But I was like, actually, like $35 even right now with inflation and everything really isn't that much money
Yeah.
to go to someone's place and have two people kind of serve you and wash your dishes and food and people cook like maybe you get paid $45-50 an hour on average in Australia.
Yeah.
So, and it takes you less than an hour to eat.
Yeah.
So you've made money, kinda. You know what I mean?
I have friends that sell every Wednesday, well, they used to be $5. They're $6 now. A cheeseburger on every Friday. So they used to be $5 cheeseburgers, and they were the best.
Really?
Well, they still are, yeah. Dude, they're so good.
Fucking shout them out. Who are they?
Upper hand burgers. But I just assume people know this now. All my shit goes viral. Literally organic beef. The fucking sauce is fucking sick. Little Martin's fluffy rolls. And he used to get. He messaged me once. And he's like, "What the fuck is with these cunts? Like, what is with all these cunts?" It's like, yeah, but like,
With the
just like comments. It's
on
like
his stuff?
anyone's stuff.
Yeah.
Just like they're $5, or someone to be like, or leave like a review or whatever, like a Google review or something.
Yeah.
And be like 2 stars, whatever. I asked for something, and he's like, yeah, and they ended up getting it, and they were wrong, and then it's like, yeah, but is this making me 50 cents a burger? If I have to give you extra or whatever, we're doing this for nothing. We're still doing it for nothing.
Yeah, what's his
And
idea behind it?
It's just getting people through the door. It's worked.
And then they drink a beer or...
Yeah, but even the pints there are $5 every day. Yeah,
Oh, my God.
yeah. I mean, like, that's not the full menu. The full menu is just, on par with everyone else's pricing and things like that. Just
Yeah.
Wednesdays you get those cheeseburgers.
Yeah,
It's never miss a Wednesday.
because I think that's a really great idea.
Everything has to go perfect to make 50 cents profit on a Wednesday on a cheeseburger.
That's right.
Everything has to go perfect. Not one can get sent back. Yeah.
One gets
Just-
sent back the whole kitchen.
And then this one guy's just like ordered 3, 2 were okay. You're like, $15 got you 3 cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Organic, dry age bullshit. Like that, whatever. Do you know what I mean? What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want people to do after this point?
It's a really good idea, considering that, like, I bet you a lot of chefs right now are still, like, trying to do really good food in an economy that's kind of, like, coming to a halt. To be an innovative chef, what if you did what this guy's doing and you're like, what can I do some really cool shit but super cheap to get people in? Like, what if, I love that idea. How can I do, like, a $6 cheeseburger? Or... for breakfast, how can I do a $9 breakfast for someone where they get something and we get something and then move on, rather than being like, oh, no one's coming in and buying my $25 scrambled eggs?
A lot of comments stem from people just not I guess they do have the understanding that it is a business. It's like, yeah, but so is a tree lopping business, right? The tree's there, you're cutting it down, and then you pay that person to cut it down, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. You're not going to go online and go, the guys who came over when I asked them to cut my tree, and I had to pay them.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but the food business is a food business. It's trying to make money.
Exactly.
The aim is to make money, and it's also to make you the happiest motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah.
At the same time, and you're like, I could have done this at home for $5. It's like, yeah, but minus profit, right?
Exactly.
And minus your enjoyment, and like you said, minus people are washing your dishes. You can just leave.
But what's so dirty about trying to make a profit anyway?
There shouldn't be.
Like,
But I don't understand the disconnect between food businesses and other businesses.
Yeah.
I know I'm making it like extreme, saying tree lopping or whatever.
but it is a little bit because no one goes to other businesses with this kind of attitude.
Yeah.
And be like, sends this back, or I don't like this, or I could do better at home. But
That's what you do.
they're right. We are trying to make a profit.
Like at tax time, right? If you went to, I do my own taxes, but in the past I've gone to an accountant. And you're like, what do you want the accountant to do? Just because you can do it yourself. Everyone can do their tax at home.
Yeah.
Everyone. They could fuck it up. They'd miss all kinds of shit. They wouldn't understand. Maybe they get investigated a little bit. I don't know. Who knows? But you can still do it at home. And you go to an accountant and what are you going to say? Oh, why are you charging me for this? I could do this at home cheaper. So
Yes.
Of course you fucking could.
Yeah, but why can't the response be like this manager who's like, I'll get it, I'll handle this?
Yeah.
Why can't the response be you go back to them and be like, oh, we're actually trying to make a profit?
Yeah.
So like, no.
Yeah.
Like, but we skirt around that a little bit. We're kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, that's okay. Oh,
Yeah.
just always.
My best response is always nothing as well. It's like, I would just leave you in a void with your comment by yourself. I don't know. I feel good about it.
Yeah. And you know how like, so getting free food or like going to places and getting the discounts is like, a friend's restaurant or whatever. A friend's restaurant's great. Like you go to Stewie's new restaurant and he's like, oh no, it's okay. We'll give you like the staff price. It's like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you're ripping everyone else off and giving me a good deal. Like restaurants aren't ripping everyone off who doesn't get the deal.
Yeah.
This is just the price.
Yeah.
The price is what we're doing plus profit equals this.
Yeah.
And that's cool. It's not a dirty business.
And you booked. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't have to ring up and book for this shit.
Yeah, but it's not dirty, right? Like they're not doing something wrong by
Everyone just
getting
assumes
a
it's
profit.
fraud. Like it's suddenly fraud.
Yeah.
It's something like fraudulent that you should add 20%
Yeah.
because that's the profit.
Or like the secret
Plus or
is,
minus how many that you complain about and want redone.
yeah, there's some secret, right? That these guys they're trying to rip me off at every turn.
Yeah.
The beer's this much and the food's that much.
But it's just food businesses.
It's just we're trying to make a profit.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah. Or why is it this price? I think that's what Pero was mentioning the other day. Was whatever that new place in Cottesloe was like, had like a very expensive Caesar salad. I was like, yeah, but I mean, yeah, sure. But are people buying it? Yeah, probably. So go for it. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You can if you want to.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Who else? Oh, I like these lady ones. Lady had a full-on breakdown. Started crying and demanded we pay for her dry cleaning because her husband ate a cold cooked prawn
Husband.
and cum of the juices went on his white shirt. Some of the juices.
Yeah.
Lady had a full-on breakdown, started crying and demanded we pay for her dry cleaning because her husband ate a cold cooked prawn, and some of the juice got on his white shirt.
Yep.
Full-on breakdown.
Yep. I want to know what he was doing. I want to know what his reaction was.
Eating like an idiot.
I don't know. Sometimes I think if she's like that, what did he do with the prawn? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm fucking bored of this shit.
Yeah.
And just go,
He's just
look what happened. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's this same idea, right? Like I've come to your restaurant and I'm paying minimal prices, and now you owe me everything from your life, including dry
the clothes
cleaning
on your back. Yeah.
my stuff.
Yeah.
No other business would ever be like that.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a carpenter in your house and be like, some of the dust got on my husband's shoes.
How would anyone expect that to be fixed, or even better, like if it's a service industry, right, you would have to preempt problems, predict problems and try and solve them beforehand.
Yeah.
How the fuck?
Do you know what this is, man? It's just, and hopefully it's changing. People have just taken advantage of the hospitality industry because it has the word hospitality in it.
Yeah, and
Like-
it's the customer's always right bullshit,
Yeah.
which whoever marketing genius came up with that.
We do want you to have a good time, though. Like that's everyone's there because we want people to have a great time.
Yeah, and repeat business, yes.
But if you're not having a great time, sorry,
Yeah.
you know, with your white shirt.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what we should do? We should give everyone a bib. Oh, we do.
Yeah.
We do anyway.
Yeah.
Tuck it in.
I was like, well,
The
does your
napkin.
husband know how to eat?
Yeah.
Has he ever eaten anything before? Right. Yeah.
Maybe you should put it in his mouth for him.
Yeah. But it's that like say that happened with the world's most expensive Caesar salad and someone dropped a little bit on there.
Yes.
Would you then complain, I did pay $48 for this salad, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Therefore, something should come with this. It's like, yeah, something did come with it. The fucking salad
Yeah.
that you chose to eat.
Plus a profit.
Guess what? It has a price next to what it says.
Yes.
It's like everyone like they act. Well, I keep saying everyone. This is tiniest. It's like the tiniest section of
Sure.
society, but they're just the loudest. They act like they're like it just looks like that with no price next to it.
Yes.
They just go Caesar salad. Oh, I'll have 4 of those.
Yeah.
And then you go, that'll be $325. What do you mean? You're like, was it with a but it's not. The price is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Oh,
when
what did
I go out, right? Like we went to whatever, and one of the steaks was $48. One of them was $56. Right. I wanted the $56 one because of what it was on the menu. It was an O'Connor, whatever, Marbles 5 or whatever, and the other one I just didn't like, whatever it was. Whatever the cut was, anyway, it was like, and then the fillet I never even eat. Like it's like $90.
Yeah, I don't eat
But I
fillet.
wouldn't order it. I'll prefer the whatever it was. I think it was a sirloin, but I was like, I know they're going to cook it well, so it's all right.
Yep.
But that was my choice, and that was a choice between what I want to eat, the quality that's written on the menu, and the price. It was and I made an adult decision. I don't want to pay double the price for something I don't want. Like, who cares, right? And also, like, what the fuck? I didn't weigh the steak when it came to me either. But that's just what it is. I don't go, and then when it comes to me and it's fine, I don't go, well, where's all the chips? Or, like, well, it didn't say it, dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, what, 40? You're like,
I'm going to make a T-shirt plus profit.
you know what it is? It's complaining when it's already done. Like you're like you're holding them ransom because it's like you've already cooked it. Like all the money that you want to make is now there in front of you,
Yeah.
and you can go, what do you mean? You didn't explain it. It's not on the menu. Yeah.
Now that we've got FPOS machines, you should have to order at the table and then pay immediately.
Some places you do have to give a little of a deposit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get rid of all hospitality forever.
Yeah.
Of like, it's okay, we trust you that you will eat and then pay.
Yeah. So trust that you're going to get the good shit or something. I don't know.
Just trust that everything's going to be okay.
But we talked about we don't eat steaks that often out because you know how you can cook them, or you know how to cook them how you want them, and you
Yeah.
can just go to, if there is a discount, even at Coles or Woolies or whatever, you just go, okay, I know how to cook that, so it'll come out good. Even though it's a shit piece of shit cut, terribly handled piece of meat, you know.
Rump from Coles.
At home, I can nail
$11
it.
a kilo.
Exactly. But you're not going to pay $48
Yeah.
for the rump.
Have you ever had a meal dropped on you?
What do you mean?
Like, she's talking about...
Dining?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a dessert. Like it was a tart. Or if I had to guess, like a sort of a lemony thing. It was a white one, not a chocolate one. It just went boom. And the tart dropped, and I caught the tart, but like the quenelle of sorbet or whatever was on it, or the cream just rolled off, and I was like, all right, I scooped it. No dramas.
Yeah.
But you could see them freaking out like this was the worst day of their life, and I'm about to get fired and shit. Yeah.
And then did they say, we'll get you a new one? And you went, no, it's okay.
Yeah, I said, no, it's fine.
And then you just ate it?
Yep.
Or did they refuse and they're like, I have to get you a new one?
No, they brought us out another beer or whatever the drinks were we had.
Yeah.
They just didn't even ask. Well, I mean, she was like, "Oh fuck," horrified. Please don't say anything. Please don't say anything. Please don't say anything. And you know, that's the shit.
Yeah.
You could see like they're just panicked.
Yeah.
I literally scooped the Rocher up or whatever and just went, "It's all good, man."
Yeah. Because I had.
But
yeah,
I can
that's
see
what-
how people would just go, "You piece of shit!
It must
You've
be a
ruined my
reaction.
birthday."
But this
or
person's
whatever.
got like her own husband spilled it on his own shirt, and they're fucking fuming.
But that is me, right? That is. I mean, that's a classic.
Well, I was the
that's
same.
classic me. I think if it happened to my wife, she might not freak out and be a jerk.
But a little bit like,
But well, I mean, like it's on her clothes. I don't care what I look like. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. No, I
And-
think
and
a
she's
lot of
probably dressed
sensible
up and
people
all
are
sorts
just
of
like, I had a Christmas.
So I can say make an effort. I'm okay.
Yeah.
If
I
you
had
just
a-
dropped it and went, I went. Is there anything else I can get? You're like,
Yeah.
well.
I had a full Christmas roast, gravy, everything, trimmings on Christmas Day. Me and my English girlfriend went out,
On ya.
but on my lap. She just came over. I don't know what the universe was doing, but she just came directly over and just basically just poured it into my lap, the whole thing. Bang.
Yep.
And I just went, oh. And she freaked out. And, oh, we'll get you a new one and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's okay. But yeah,
I've
There you
seen.
go.
And what happened then?
I ate it. I stayed and I ate my lunch and I left.
Yeah.
Not much. I was
Respect.
pretty dirty though.
I've seen a dish like poured over someone's shoulder. It was a noodle thing in one of the open kitchens I worked at. But it was like the waitress had 4 plates, walk into another table, and this woman just stood up and just caught her
Bang.
shoulder, and there's this it's like one of those sort of kind of giant bowls with
Ramen.
third full, like one of those sort of things. But it just went, the broth and everything just went. And she was like, so I didn't know what
She
happened.
died.
I don't know. I kind of wish she died, the reaction. But obviously,
What, did she fall to the ground? Whoa.
I don't want to shit on people too much because, if you get hit by a fucking hot bowl of whatever and you weren't expecting it and she
Yeah,
wasn't
totally.
flailing around, she just stood up.
And women's clothes aren't very protective.
No, and I think they
Very thin.
they spend a little more time on whatever to try and get ready or whatever. And
Yeah.
yeah. A bit more
Thin
expensive.
cloth is what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Not the good stuff.
Yeah.
Not the thick clothing.
I just think how it's
I reckon it's drinks a lot more. Drinks have definitely hit the deck. Gotten
What do you mean?
people, like wine in people.
Oh,
like,
yeah, totally.
Trying to put wine down, trying to refill wines, knocking shit over.
Yeah.
The drink section for a waiter. Have you ever done waitering?
nah.
I did a little bit.
Only just not like an actual shift or anything.
Ah, yeah.
No.
I did a few different, some bartending and some waitering, and some of those drinks trays, when you got a few wines and a couple of short glasses and stuff, and you're, oh, fuck, this could go.
I don't want to ever think about it.
You never did it?
No, I
We
don't
did-
want to think about a tray
Yeah, it's hard.
with those long stem.
Yeah.
They're fucking out of body.
The extra large ones that look cool, but like,
I reckon if I had one, I'd put my finger on it and just be one a tray.
yeah.
Those ones, like fucking massive respect for the people that walk around them at
Yeah.
fucking Canap, like the thing we were at the other night. They weren't necessarily walking around with them like that, but I've seen them a lot, and they go,
Yeah, but imagine
They always breathe deep.
a full tray of wine glasses
Yeah, those
in
big
one of
stem
those
ones.
like cocktail areas and trying to like get through people, and people are like
makes you wonder why
swinging
they
and
don't,
missing.
makes you wonder why they don't go off even more, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've seen heaps of that shit go down.
Yeah,
And there's no saving that either.
Mm.
There's no athletic ability that will be able to catch everything,
Yeah.
all the wine or all the cocktails or whatever.
We do talk about chefs a lot, but waiters are the unsung heroes.
I know that guy because we were talking to that guy with his thing, and he's just, you could see he had the big guns on him too,
The
he
beard
could,
man at this.
but you could, he was locked on this tray. So I was like, it's gonna get heavy soon, eh? I'm gonna go.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the people come around with canapes, and the couple of the ladies were always coming up to us. Do you want this? No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
And she just same face every time.
Yeah.
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 And then drinks and all that kind of stuff. So it's a tough job. you're front and facing all the people that we're talking about in our comments and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And then you've got the danger of like spilling shit. And why is it such a big deal?
And if you've got a proper asshole in the kitchen, I remember knowing if we had someone on the pass on a certain day that was a complete asshole, just wanted to be an asshole for an asshole's sake, it must have been just rough. Even the most tiny comments like, hey, can you split that? Or can you send it all out at once? Or just like real random, you know, like nothing that's too much hassle.
Yeah.
And just be like blasted just for everything.
Yeah.
So now you got to go to the table and go, so that completely reasonable request, and then you've got to explain that this guy is actually nice or put it in perspective. It was like, you can't just go up and go, okay, so Thursday this cunt works, called whatever, and he refuses to do everything. So I've asked. I promise you I've asked. If you want to fucking go up to him and ask as well, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, which is probably what you should say.
You could be more honest about it, but I guess you're also a business.
You're in the service industry, yeah. And now
You're right.
Now they'll write you up.
But it's just like go up to the table and just be like, look, the chef said no. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, didn't really have to give reasons back in the day.
You got one there? You got some more shit?
Oh, we got Roosty if you want.
Yeah, let's go.
How's it
All right,
hanging,
boys.
Lachie, Tim? Rootsy here again. Still on the TAFE theme. When I was at TAFE, me and the boys, every lunch break, we'd take off to either the pub and get smashed or smoke
smashed.
bongs in the car park or whatever. But this one particular day, we didn't have a bong, didn't have a can or anything. So one of my mates said, "Oh, my brother lives, nearby, so we'll shoot back to his place and grab his bong." So we've taken off, and it was a reasonably warm day, and I was the only one wearing a jacket, and we got the brother's bong, and the brother had came home, and my mate was a bit worried that his brother was going to go off because we used this guy's bong, so he gave it to me, and I've like put it in my jacket under my arm, under my right arm, and the brother rocked up, and he's like introduced us all to his brother, and the brother's reached out and he's shaking everyone's hand, and I got the bong like under my arm, and so I've reached out, and as I've shook his hand, all the bong water's spilt all through my jacket. And anyway, we got out of there and got
Classic
back to
Red
class, and we were all stoned as fuck and stinking of bong water. And yeah, we've all walked in with our sunnies on and sat down. And the chef's taken one look at us and just said, "Right, the three of you have just walked in. You can walk straight back out."
Yeah. I remember that used to happen at our TAFE too.
That's good.
They would just know, and they'd just be like, just go away.
Yeah, because you can't, though. You can't. Being fucking stoned out of your brains.
You can't have four of them together, big giggly girls, because they're
Are you
stoned
talking
as well.
about in a theory session?
Yeah. They would always just go, or sometimes there'd be somebody that would just like lie down on the desk or like sit, but like so tired they're just like, so they'd just leave them. They'd put the paper, but they would just be like.
Yeah, the theory sessions were brutal though, dude.
But it was just like that knowledge of like, okay, I've got to be a teacher, but I also know that. Yeah, some of you are fucking. This is your day off, or your morning off, or whatever.
It is.
Yeah.
Or like, you're not
It's pretty
normal
crazy,
classroom
hey?
people, hey.
You're like fucking people on drugs, tired. Like, how do you teach this fucking class? It's like, no way.
But
And then
also
why
they
is
were-
everyone shit at theory? It's like, well, yeah.
But they were chefs that have been in the industry,
Yeah,
right? So it's like,
totally.
you're going to clock the stoners day one.
Yeah.
And then you're going to know every time that they're high. You just saw them on the break, all head that direction.
Yeah.
And fuck, if these fucks come back with their sunglasses on.
I remember, you remember people like honestly smoking in class, like just like cigarettes and things like this, and just be like, "Can you not smoke?" And they'd be like, "Sorry," you know what I mean? Like just they'd put it out, and they put it out in a weird way that they're very respectful. They didn't put it out on the carpet and shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, but they're so disrespectful they didn't even lit it up in the first place.
Yeah,
You're like,
we're
"Fuck,
fucking
dude."
animals, hey.
I know. It's like, fuck's sake. And then like, I relate to the just going on your break and just trying to get as slaughtered as possible.
Yeah, smashed. he
And
said.
then everyone had their own poison, and then just doing it again. And
It was just a competition.
Yeah.
We just did beers. How many beers?
yeah.
Who's on the shout? You know, shout.
Fuck, we'd have 5 pints. I remember. Mm-hmm. And if I had 4, I'd feel better. You're like, of course you fucking did.
Yeah, 5's deep. 5's a lot.
So bad.
In 2 hours.
Yeah.
In a 2 hour
So
stint.
bad. So bad.
And a ciggy on the way back.
But when I was doing that, we had fuck all to do at night. It was mainly a lunch crowd, morning and lunch crowd. So dinners wasn't too bad. We probably only have 30, and then you kind of knew it was a different menu too. So you kind of knew it was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't help.
When I was
at
a
all.
kitchen hand, I charged bongs in the car park, but never as a chef, hey. Being baked out of my brains as a chef, it's just a nightmare. Not good fun.
I never did it, but I mean, like, you knew people on them all the time.
Yeah, but there's 2 types of people. There's people that charge bongs and they just go about normal life.
Yeah.
And then there's people like me that charge bongs and they're in another dimension.
Yeah.
Even when I used to smoke every day, I was fucking high as a kite.
You're right. I never got there. There'll be times I thought I was way too drunk, and then no one would even notice. You're like, this is insane.
Yeah, what am I like normally?
The fuck. The fuck.
You're like falling over, dropping things.
Yeah.
And no one's even blinking, batting an eyelid, and you're like, fuck, how shit am I normally?
It's also like, look, my the way I speak is very slurred anyway. It's very sort of like this, like slow and or I speak very, very fast anyway. And they're just like, it's just Lachie. It's just Lachie. He's just a bit
All over the place?
yeah, but he's okay. He shows up and he's dings the bell when it's ready, and yeah.
Fucking
Fucking
TAFE.
nothing ever happened. I used to get so
When
angry.
do you reckon
about
Ruta was in TAFE? In the 70s? 1980.
Rootsy, I reckon he said Michelle, who was a Frenchie. I reckon that meant he was just guessing because of the behaviour, and if he was in Australia, I reckon like early 90s, mid 90s apprentice.
Nah.
Yep.
Earlier.
You reckon?
Yeah, 30 plus years.
Is that what he said?
I reckon. I think so.
9, 10, 11, 12,
I think he's close.
30.
I reckon just 89, 88. I reckon mid 80s.
Yeah, right.
Maybe he's longer. Maybe he's nearly 40. I don't know.
Do you reckon
40
he's
years.
50? He'd have to be 50 then.
Yeah, he's 50 years old.
You reckon?
Out in the mines.
In Rootsy's 50.
Mate, with those shenanigans, hopefully he's 75. Because it would have been acceptable.
He sounds very kept together. Like, I know a bloke who runs this big company who sounds exactly like that and makes very good decisions. But he sounds exactly like Rootsy.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely got stories. It makes me...
But very
wish
clear,
that I
very
remembered
clear
more
cut,
things.
and like he can fit all these fucking ridiculous, stupid pieces of shit in like 1 minute 30 and says, "See ya." You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What else has he got? You want to do it? Or I got some of this. Let's finish him off.
Let's do, you reckon? We'll do one more, then we can fuck off. I don't even know why I did that.
How's it hanging, Lachie, Tim?
Hello.
Rootsy here again. Still on the TAFE theme. When I was at TAFE, me and the
flashbacks,
boys, every lunch break, we'd...
He's
I love
definitely
the
had
triples. I
he's
love the
def-
triple things.
But he's definitely had a flashback to TAFE and gone, oh, there's another one.
Yeah,
There's
but
another one. It's the
grouping
same as
them
we do.
together is just good fun. I like it.
Oh, that's good.
we'd take off to either the pub and get smashed or
This is
smoke bongs in the car park or
same
whatever.
one.
But this one particular...
What did I do?
Poor fella.
How's it hanging, Lachie, Tim?
Same one.
Rootsy here again. Still on the TAFE theme.
Maybe he's just done the same thing twice.
Let's try this one.
Morning, Tim. Lachie, Rootsy here.
That's different.
Poking the pooch out on site. As usual.
What's that mean?
Just a question. I presume you both went to TAFE and you're both qualified chefs.
Oh, I did in the wrong
and
order.
through all that bullshit. Did you have a lecturer in TAFE that was, a particular influence in your cooking career? I had one. His name was, he was a German chef. His name was Chef Rainer Munkel. And he used to greet us every morning. Good morning, gentlemen. And we had a drinks trolley full of alcohol, and me and some of the other guys, we used to steal the brandy off the drinks trolley and get smashed on that. But he'd always find out. Like, he used to mark the brandy, and he'd find out that someone had taken it. And he'd be going, "Which one of you smart assholes has taken the brandy?" But have either of you had a chef in TAFE that was influential in your career?
I think we might have had the same TAFE lecturer, Ritzy. I think that might be Max Tangerman, because he was from Austria, and he would speak exactly like that. He'd be like, "Which one of yous?" like that, and and it was the same thing. We would steal. He had beers, so we would go in on we had TAFE on a Friday, every second week on a Friday, I think, when we were apprentice. And they would put cartons of Becks under in the walk-in coolroom at TAFE under the veg shelves, and we would one would be a lookout, and we'd just go, "Oh, Maxie, we're just gonna mop the coolroom," and we'd go in there with empty mop buckets, and we'd take the Beck's beers, and we'd put 6 packs in each of the mop buckets, and put the mop back on top, and then turn the cartons back around so it looked like nothing was missing, and we would just roll them out to the back, and then empty the mops out the back, but we'd actually put the 6 packs around by the fence where we could grab them up later.
Fucking A.
But it's exactly what he said. Like, and then he'd be like, "Where last week we had the beers. The beers are for the lecturers," and all this sort of stuff. If we ever see, but they would never find them on site, because they were like, "Where the fuck are these beers going?" But we were just walking them around.
Yeah.
We were walking around right to the side and put him over the fence.
Yeah.
There was like homeless people could grab him if they wanted, but they never did.
They'd have to deal with fucking
That's crazy.
thirsty.
That sounds like my
apprentice
lecturer.
chefs.
That sounds like the head lecturer at my TAFE.
I didn't. I think we've tried to talk about it a couple of times. I didn't actually have. I didn't do an apprenticeship. Essentially, I did a TAFE course for 2 years.
Yep.
When I was in school, and then
So you didn't learn how to steal beers in a fucking mop bucket.
We did all that
or
stuff.
Steal
but
brandy.
I was 17.
Yeah.
I was 16 and 17, and then so I didn't have any like influential TAFE teachers as such for my schooling. But there was one point.
Oh, yeah, that was the question, was it?
Yeah. There was that point, like 12 years later or something, I went to this really big company, and the executive chef of the really big company was the lecturer at the time with my forged documents. So I forged my mates' documents because they were going to charge me less or pay me less because I hadn't had the same training as other people.
Oh, yeah, right.
Technically, but I went to England and fucking trained myself.
No one ever asked for my fucking trade certificate.
Yeah, it was at the end. It was this sort of like the last 3 or 4 years. And it was a big company. So they're like, "What's your certificate? What's your pay wage?"
Oh, yeah.
But then...
Oh, yeah, you're right. Hotels would ask.
And then, so anyway, I went through this whole thing where I called up my mate and I was like, "Hey, I've got to go see the executive chef tomorrow. He's going to come through. What are like 3 things that you remember from your apprenticeship that I can just fucking reel off to this dude if he ever asks me a question about some of the training?" Because he would look at the certificate and be like, "Oh, I was your lecturer." Essentially, like he would have been, but I would have been one of 1,000, right?
Yeah.
So I could get away with that part, but I had to know 2 or 3 things about something. And so he fucking told me a couple of things about the kitchen and shit, and it never got brought up. So there you go.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Kurt, it's worth fucking asking. It's worth going through that.
Yeah, I needed a little bit because otherwise they're going to dock your wage.
So I did have an influential, I guess, lecturer. It was a lady. I can't remember her name, but she was only there part time.
Fucking A.
And
anyway, keep going.
And she was the best. She was only part time. She worked at Jackson's, which at the time, in my opinion, was like the best restaurant in Perth.
Yeah.
But she would come in because she was part time. She would just come in and just tell you all kinds of shit. But like, kind of, when she's part time, she didn't really care about the syllabus. Mm-hmm. So she would just like, well, if you really want, here's a quicker way to do it. But on exam day, you're going to have to know how to do it. So you may as well do it properly. But if, like that sort of quite valuable stuff.
Yeah.
But
I wonder what they care about then.
What do you mean?
Like the job, like the people training.
Okay, so one example is like we had to do Béarnaise, but like everyone does Béarnaise, and you got to put it in a little stupid jug or whatever these silver juggy porty things, right? Gravy boat things.
Yeah.
But by the time you get it there, everyone's just like cold and do you know what I mean? And you have to serve it in this. You can't just serve it in something you would serve at a restaurant and keep it warm. You can't just serve it in a 2-litre thing by the lights or in a warm spot with a ladle.
Yeah.
You got to serve in this stupid little, and it's going to be cold, right? You can't heat it up and you can't reheat it, well, to a point. Mm-hmm. So you'd always have a skin on it. So you would all line up like these stupid little fucking things. But she would always be the one who like she could recognise, yes, okay, this was fine. So yeah, it looks like shit now. And when you do this, it's all like you're basically lifting up fucking sorbet or something, right? But the other, we did that twice because a lot of people failed the first one, and then she was the person to do the. Even though I passed, you got to do it as a class. You got to do it again. You're like, fuck's sake, like yeah, because like there's something about it. Like if 2/3 failed, you had to do it all again. They didn't necessarily check me or whoever off who did it right.
Yeah.
So you're kind of annoyed. So we made it a bit like Lord of the Flies a bit.
Yeah, it's
like
a
you
weird
fucking
scenario.
cunts. Hurry. But it also made you help the other guys and actually do it for them. Like the second time I was like, fucking just put it all together. The same as making hollandaise, right?
Yeah.
And you were doing that. I was doing it every morning doing
And that is
brekkie.
good kitchen skills.
I was like, one person pour, the other person fucking create a storm over there so no one sees us doing it. And then we'll go boom, 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 right? We get it all up. But, you know, a lot of them, she was like, I can see why he failed you, but you're not failures. Like, this is shit, but it's only because it's been sitting in, there's 15 deep sitting at the table. You had to put it on the table. You couldn't just hold it and she'd go, yeah, you ready for you?
Yeah.
So you'd have this emulsion that needed to be kept warm, well, to a point, right? But it'd have to be out in the cold sitting in front of her.
Yeah,
and she'd
yeah.
have to go through it, each and every one of you.
Yeah, but what the fuck is the motivation for a TAFE teacher? Are they just like, I don't want to cook anymore,
Money.
this pays,
Yeah,
and,
money.
and I'm a day shift person?
Yeah, so her motivation was she'd do 2 days a week at Jackson's and then 3 days a week there, but she didn't want to cook full time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did the end of your career stuff, right?
Same as us, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck it, which is funny because it's not like teachers going to TAFE to be like, oh, I really want to teach the next series of chefs who are going to come up. It's really like, I don't want to cook anymore. So
Yeah.
I know that I can do this and get away with it and move on. So it's not really helping.
Yeah, but even her, I remember, she was doing the same shifts we were doing. She was still doing 2 16-hour days. Like, congratulations, you've done 30 hours, 32 hours. You've almost done a full... And we would know what it's like. I mean, other people might not realise that, yeah, you do 2 days a week. By the way,
Yeah.
she's a good chef, so we're going to max her out for the 2 days.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 30. I used to do it when Lily was born. Do 3 days, and I would do 40 plus hours in 3 days, or nearly 50 hours sometimes. And then they would be like, hey, can you come in on Friday? We have this. I would always be the one that every time there was a photo shoot, I would have to be the one to plate it up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that means that I was like, they knew I was, I guess, the best in whatever. But it pissed off people in the fucking brigade that were there for like 80 hours a week. And this cunt comes in. It's like, yeah, but this is what I negotiated.
Yeah.
Because I have a newborn child. I don't want to do this. But 3 days a week is still 50 hours.
You should get some credential at some point in your career where you have some choices.
I don't think there's a choice. She was doing 32 hours and she was like, just step back a bit, eh? 32 hours in 2 days, step back a bit, doing 3 days at
Then
TAFE.
train these fucks for 3 days.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking A.
All right.
Nice pod. Good stuff.
I liked it.
We haven't gone through a couple of these.
Every rep lies about everything. Any sales rep in honesty, that doesn't go into the same sentence.
It's so good, eh? I reckon we should leave on this one.
This apprentice, he was a real pain in the ass.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to add to the soundboard.
Yeah. Get out there. Be a chef. Have a good life. See ya.
Thanks, man. Bye.